Okay, so I want to talk about something a little bit different today. Today we're going to talk about personal security. Now, before I forget, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. That really does help us out. Share this video. Let's get this around to some people. Guys, we're really just trying to make everybody safe. Now, the first question you're asking is, why are we talking about home defense, self-defense, stuff like that on a homesteading channel? Well, this is not really a homesteading channel. As we talked about, this has become a self-sufficiency channel. We really started out as a ranching channel, but it's become all about being self-sufficient in every aspect of it. The other reason is because I have a background in security. I was an infantry officer and I did a lot of reconnaissance work. I worked executive protection. I've worked just everything from armed guard services. And I worked as a CI for a couple of years when I was up in Alaska. So I digress. The reason that we're talking about this is because this comes into all aspects of just keeping your family safe and secure. And that's why we want to be self-sufficient, and so that we know our families are safe and secure. It's why we homestead our homeschool our kids, is because, for one, Madeline and I both have the education to do it, and then we thought we could do a better job than what they were doing at the school for various reasons, and we didn't like the security aspects of the school. At one of the schools they were at, there was no resource officer, which means the only person coming into that school with a gun was going to be a bad guy, and that's here in Alabama, where everybody has guns. So we wanted to get away from that, and that's why we're doing this on this channel, to answer your question. So without any more without further ado, let's jump into this. Recently, Breitbart, we did a video on this a couple weeks back, but Breitbart did kind of an updated article, and what they're using, what bad guys are using now. And when we talk bad guys, we're talking generally probably human traffickers going to be using technology like this. And the technology is these little tracking chips that you can slide behind the case of your phone. So they're very thin, and it looks like something from that movie The Recruit with Al Pacino. It's a little tracking chip that you can slide behind the case of your phone, and you can track somebody basically anywhere. Now, it's designed to go behind your phone. That can go anywhere, right? So we could put a piece of duct tape on that if it's not sticky already. I've never had one. I don't know if they're sticky already, but we could put a piece of duct tape on it. We could slap it underneath the car. We could drop it in your purse because you don't have your purse zipped up in the store, because nobody does, and it takes nothing for somebody to simply walk by you and just throw that in. And it's the technology that's out there is scary on what the capabilities are of these bad guys. Now, it's great that we have lots of capabilities as the good guys, right? We have advanced security systems that we can put in now. We have GPS tracking on cell phones so that police officers can find people that have gone missing. We have these great technologies that help us. They also help the bad guys, and they're readily available and very affordable. We have lockpicking sets and lockpicking guns that you can purchase on Amazon. You can watch a 10-minute YouTube video and learn how to do it. It's not that hard of a process to do, just simple locks, and which is 90% of the locks that are out there. You know, those quick set locks and stuff that you get at Home Depot, they're junk and they're very easy to pick. And so, and any locksmith will tell you that. My brother, he's actually used to be a locksmith. He's coming on the channel here this month to do a talk with us and walk us through some things that we can do to beef up our home security on some of those grounds, that more mechanical stuff that we can do. Things like, 3-inch deck screws into the door jam, stuff like that. He's going to talk through all of that information and give us some ideas on how to beef up our house. And specifically how to beef up the locks so that they're not as pickable and as easy to get through. So let's back this up to this technology and these tracking devices. These tracking devices, if we're staying diligent, we can fight this off. But if we're not staying diligent, we can't fight this because they're so small and they're so easy to slip in anywhere. If we're not paying attention to what we're doing and keeping our mindset in that Jeff Cooper condition yellow area, right? If we're staying in the condition white, which means we're lollygagging around and we're running with headphones on and whatever, we're not paying attention to what's going on around us. We have to stay in that condition yellow as much as we possibly can, and it's difficult, if not impossible, to stay there all the time. Very difficult for me to do my job out on a property, inspecting a property, and stay in that condition yellow. That's why I'm inside. I lock all the doors and windows when I'm inside, working inside the house, and then that way I have some manner of alert to warn me that if there's somebody trying to come in, which happens actually all the time for us. We had somebody try to break into one of our cars the other day. We were up on the roof and we could see him down there, and he was trying to break into our car. I mean, we're within, not even shouting distance, we're within talking distance of this guy. He's trying to break into our car right there. He just didn't see us up on the roof. He wasn't paying any attention. So the security protocols that we put into our daily life is really what we need to be focusing on. We need to be focusing on things that, like, for one, making sure that when we park at a parking lot, we're parking underneath the street lamps when it's nighttime, and that we're parking away from other cars, right? So we don't want to be out past into the outer world where nobody can see us, but we want to be in a position to where I'm not blocked in by all these cars and nobody can see anything because I've got an SUV and a truck here on this side and the cameras can't see and nobody can pick up what's going on. We want to kind of position ourselves more towards the end of the parking lot, walk a little bit up there, it's good exercise anyways, walk a little bit ways up there to the store, but let's park towards the back where we can kind of get some clearances around us, right? And so we're not having those hiding places in there. We're not parking next to the traditional rape van. Sorry, I got a call coming in. We're not parking next to that traditional rape van, right? That van with no windows. We're going to park next to vehicles that are harder to get us in. I know the soccer mom minivan doesn't look that dangerous, but that's a perfect area for traffickers to be able to slide a door open and grab you when you're unloading groceries. And so we want to stay away from those type of vehicles. We want to park away from other vehicles if at all possible, so we keep that buffer between us and we make it harder for them. Bad guys are like cockroaches. You shine light on them or give them exposure, they don't like it. They don't like feeling exposed, and so we want to make that as hard for them as we possibly can. So the things that you can do, like zipping up your purse when you're in the grocery store, drives me crazy when I walk around a grocery store and I see all these women with their purses unzipped. It is so easy, not only for me to steal it if I was a pickpocket, but if I wanted to just drop something in there, it would take nothing. I could just simply walk by. I didn't have to bump into you to pretend to. I can just throw it in there and nobody would ever know. And it's very, very simple, especially if you're leaving your purse in your cart or something because it's really heavy. Downgrade that crap in your purse. You don't need most of it anyways, and zip up your purse. Keep them tight, keep them on your body, keep them zipped up, and keep them secure. So things that we want to do to protect ourselves while we're out there is staying vigilant. Think about how an attacker would come after you. Do those little vignettes in your mind. Think about how an attacker would come after you, and then basically backwards plan from there. And so we can figure out a way to stay safe out there. If you're in a position to be able to help other people out, you need to be able to help other people out. If you see a cop over there getting his ass kicked by some thug that he's trying to take down, go and help the cop. You're not going to get shot by helping. You might get shot by the bad guy. The cops are going to be thankful for it. I promise you. I've got several friends of mine that are cops, and we've had this discussion numerous times, and they're all like, yes, we would be dying for somebody to come help us, but people are afraid that that they're going to get arrested for interfering. Go and help them out. Go and be the battle buddy out there to help these people. If you see a mother that's walking her 3 kids to her car and it's late in the evening or later at night and she's coming out of the Walmart, watch her. Just watch her walk to her car. It takes nothing for you to keep your eyes on her for 2 minutes to let her get in her car and get home safely and get out of that parking lot. And it doesn't, I do it all the time. And I'm not saying do it in a creepy way on like ogle them and only do it to pretty girls, whatever. I'm saying anytime you see somebody that's in a vulnerable position, watch them. It takes nothing. Because here's the reality of it, and this is the thing that people always miss, is because you're going to ignore this message because you're thinking, oh, this is never going to happen to me. Everybody who ever had one of these things happen to them, stop that. Think about that. Everybody that was ever, as weirdest thing in the world, right? How many people are abducted by serial killers? Not that many, but every single one of them said it's not going to happen to me. Every little girl that said I'm not going to be trafficked, or whose parents thought they weren't going to have to go through this when their child was born and they brought them home from the hospital, every one of them thought it's not going to happen to me. There's a little boy in Fruitland, Idaho, last summer, this summer, or 2021 summer, little boy in Fruitland, Idaho, 5 years old, went missing, and he was playing in his parents' front yard. And this is about 20 minutes from the town that I grew up in, very, very safe area. There was like 3 cops that lived in that neighborhood. It's an incredibly safe area. So guys, it can happen anywhere, it can happen anytime. Stay vigilant, stay safe out there. Lock your doors when you're inside your house. Keep your wits about you when you go outside. And I'll post the information to these articles when I see them down below. I'll put it down in the descriptions down below, but I also we'll try to put this stuff out on our Facebook. We're probably going to be opening up a Telegram account here soon to where, we've got one, but we don't use it yet. But we're going to be opening up our Telegram account and actually starting to get this information out there. So I realize it's a little bit different thing because it's self-sufficiency here, but this is part of it. And again, this is what my background is in. So I'm going to talk about this. This is probably what I know more about than real estate economics or ranching. I know more about security and stuff like that. So that's definitely where I feel a little bit more confident in my knowledge set. So guys, I appreciate y'all watching. Happy New Year. This is January 1st here. So stay safe out there, guys. Stay vigilant. Make sure you're watching out for everybody else, helping your neighbors, helping your friends out. And let's go into this 2022 and let's change the world in this 2022, guys. Let's make as many millionaires as we can because people are out there crushing it. Let's stay safe and watch out for each other. Let's just do a bang up job at taking this country back. So thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it.